Yo guys, what is up? Welcome back to some more 0 Hour. Today we got an absolutely epic match between Big Size and Huge Mandala, which is Fargo. So Size versus Fargo. In the south, we're on Deduso. We've got Big Size with the Gilet Demolition in the blue. And then in the north, we've got China Vanilla, I believe it is. Yeah, China Vanilla. For Fargo, aka Huge Mandala. I believe this is a Clan Wars match. I think it's like a couple of weeks old. But it looks to be like a popular replay, so I actually don't know if this was a challenge between them. I think it might have been a challenge, actually. And one of the most epic games from that challenge. I might be wrong either way. It's a Clan Wars or a challenge. This map, by the way, is called Deduso. I think it's called Deduso because it's Desert Dual Supply. I believe that's where the DE, the DU from Dual Supply, and the SU at the end for yeah, the Dual Supply part. So yeah, not the most original of map names, but I suppose it's still a very, very decent map. It's a really, really wide open map. We've got a truck rush from Fargo. It's going to be harassing Size. Fargo, by the way, has got a massive army disadvantage here. Size going for no tunnel in the middle, which is a little bit odd. And he's going to lose some workers here. I think Terrorist is going to hit. Interesting thing about the Demo Terrorist, remember, is that it doesn't cause splash damage, so it actually only lost one worker, one terrorist there for a truck, which I think is probably, you could say, is better off for Demo. Of course, Size lost a bit of micro time, but Fargo would have been micro in that truck as well. Gat now coming straight down the middle because Size, well, I mean, if Size has done that tunnel anyway, it probably would have been denied and stopped, and the Flamer and the truck probably would have stopped that. We've got a Helix now from Fargo as well, coming straight across the map. And a Gat is going to get into the supply line. It is pretty much wide open on this side, apart from that tunnel on the left. Helix coming through. Helix is going to drop a Flamer, which is pretty unique. And a Terrorist is going to run all the way around the side of the map. Don't know if that's actually just literally ran straight through the map or if it's come out of this tunnel. Either way, it's a Gatlix, actually. And this is going to be a drop on top of the War Factory. Size seems to be relatively aware of what's coming. He's got 3 quads out, which should be enough to push this back. But he's actually going to go fly the Helix over to this other tunnel and drop down a Flamer right next to the tunnel. So this is going to be pretty interesting. It's quite rare to see it actually dropped on that tunnel, and Fargo's now off to a really, really good start. Size is going to lose this supply, it looks like, completely. Supply being sold off, but I don't think that's quick enough. So Fargo in the green, Huge Mandala, is now way ahead in terms of XP for after killing those few things. This RPG here needs to be stopped. Fargo is going to pay attention. So everything is going Fargo's way so far. So the only thing is that Size has managed to get all of the right side map control. He's free to get this oil. Size usually likes to get the oil pretty quick from what I've seen. And there's going to be a bit of an engagement here. Fargo, I don't think, has lost pretty much any key engagements. He's pretty much won everything so far. The backing is based on 2 War Factories. He's kept the Helix alive, and they lost a little bit of HP. So Fargo, this is going pretty well. He's still collecting from the middle, so it looks like a really decent supply placement as well. So he's collecting well on 2 supplies. But this is the thing: if this was a mirror and it was in this kind of situation, you would 100% give the massive favor to Fargo. He'd be in like a 80 or 90% chance of winning. But because it's an imbalanced matchup, because it's China Vanilla versus Demo, even after the great start that he's had, you could probably still say it's going to be like 50-50 or maybe 60-40 in Fargo's favor. He's lost a Gat there, and the Helix is now going to be in danger. Size putting on the pressure a little bit in the top then, with just a few quads. That's the thing about GLA, you just spam quads all day long. Just spam the U key. Hotkey for quad is U. Just keep spamming that, and you will have enough quads just to completely decimate China. China, meanwhile, needs to mix in every kind of unit possible, whereas the quads can just literally in numbers just kill the whole of China and his base and his army and everything. So that's kind of one of the reasons why it's imbalanced, that you just spam one unit and it kills everything. Flamer now going to clear out that bunker in the center, and Fargo's now putting on the pressure on what was effectively his second supply. Fargo is going to clear this, I think. I don't think Size is going to pop there. He would lose all of his quads. It would be a Fargo pop, which, by the way, that definition has now been added to the Urban Dictionary. If you want to if you want to check out what I mean in the definition is, it is an Urban Dictionary. It's got quite a lot of upvotes as well, so be sure to check that out. Helix now taking out a... I don't know if it took out something else as well, but it's taking out a Scorpion for the time being. So these games were being streamed about SPL. I think this was some kind of challenge. It's not the World Series or anything, because Size only faced... who did he face? He faced... Sharpay in the first game, in the first round. He faced Sharpay. If that's how you pronounce that name. Sharpie, is it Sharpie? I think it's Sharpie. It's a dog's name, I believe. Dog's breed. And then in round 2, yeah, Size was knocked out in very close games against Shay. Shay will be the next guy that I face in the World Series in round 3. The game's not been arranged yet. There will be like 4 or 5 days away, something like that, I imagine. So Fargo's taking that bunker on the right, but then he's also been killed. Size pushing here, but this is not a good engagement by Size. He's going to lose that stuff. Going to lose 2 Scorpions, I think, unless the Scorpions are going to escape. I think one is going to go down, but 2 Gats going to go down. 1 bad engagement in the bunker, and China's whole army will be completely decimated. This Flamer is in a really nice place. Just needs to take out that quad, and this can do wonders. That quad does need to be taken down. It's not going to quite kill the Flamer. Sorry, it is going to kill the Flamer. The Flamer's not going to kill the supply, is what I meant. Meanwhile, on the left, Size has got a tiny bit of vision because he's got the RPG there and also on that bunker on the left. But on the right, though, Fargo's whole army has been completely stopped now. But Size still on 1 supply? Yeah, he is. This is a very low economy game for Size. His second supply has been stopped numerous times. Fargo's now dropped down a supply in the top right. This is one mistake that players make. Just because it's at this point in the game and money doesn't mean as much as earlier in the game, it still means a hell of a lot. So not doing a perfect supply placement there is still going to affect you massively. Probably I'm guilty of it as well. You'll find often with super pro players, the first 2 supplies are pretty much perfect. But then later on, they tend to just drop them down as fast as possible, and that was not the perfect supply placement. Size is going to kill it, so maybe he's doing Fargo a favor in the long run. Maybe Fargo will drop it down in a perfect placement in a second. Maybe. This is pretty much back and forth game so far. Size doing some nice pushes here and then, but he's also lost a lot. Fargo, Fargo and Size both around the same in terms of XP now. Fargo slightly ahead. Technical in the back. It's going to cause a bit of damage to these trucks, and that's an annoying harass. Needs to move them trucks faster. He is going to lose one. Size just left it there rather than attacking it. It would follow it into the mines. He just left it there, so it is a real annoyance. This is also a scout as well, so if Fargo had like loads of MiGs or a second airfield, which is being dropped down now, yeah, loads of MiGs or mass helixes, it would be scouted as well. So Size is he's also keeping Fargo busy as well. Well, actually, Fargo's not reacting to it. So you can say it's not busy at all. Yo, Edward, welcome to the channel, by the way. Again, I always keep those alerts live because otherwise it messes up if I don't put them, if I hide it from on the screen. But welcome to the channel. On the right, trucks have now been... Well, that's a really good harassment just for a $600 tech. Here's demo. Yeah, here's demo. $600 tech. Caused so much harassment and such a big scout. It's a massive, positive thing for Size. Size on the right is now trying to get another supply. He's already got this second supply now, so he's going to be on 3. So he's going to stabilize pretty well, actually. He's killing Fargo's oil on the left, which actually is Size's. So Size normally likes to recapture oils, but in that case, he's just killing it, I think. Well, definitely not, I think. And then on the right, Fargo's got that oil as well. So Fargo's doing a good economy-wise. He's got the middle oil as well. But what is he going to do behind this? Imagine he's going to go for a mass napalm mix. I mean, he's built 2 airfields. Command center going down as well. Size just killing all the oils. I'm surprised he's killing that one on the left because he's got a tunnel there already and a couple of garrisons. Yeah, he doesn't have that one anymore, but he did have that one. He could easily capture that back, really, but he is killing it. Let's see if Size does go on to lose the game, then maybe that could come back to bite him, just not getting the oil back. Or maybe he just wants to keep Fargo's money down as fast as possible. Maybe that's his way of thinking. Because it obviously takes longer to capture rather than just to kill it. It's much more simpler and faster just to kill it. So game's going to stabilize A little bit of size, deploying a tunnel in the middle, and this is kind of the stage you don't want to really let it get to. You don't want the game to really stabilize. You want to keep the pressure on the GLA. You want to keep him on one supply. You want to keep harassing his third supply, at least if he's on 3 supplies. And you want to generally get mass air units out for China as well. You want to get like either loads and loads of MiGs or loads and loads of helixes. You want to do one of those things. You can't just win the game usually just with outpost GATs, ECMs, and Infernos or whatever. You can't generally do that because a slow ground army. The enemy could just make demo bikes or scuds or buses, and any of those combos will just completely be able to just go around it, or with the buses, or just kill them at range with the scuds or demo bikes. Obviously, just drive straight into it. So generally, you want to do mass air units to force the GLA to make loads and loads of quads, which are expensive quads for demo as well. So left-hand side is now fully secured by sides. This is what I mean. He could have captured that if he really wanted to. He could have captured it. So Fargo pushing sides back once again, and this tunnel probably going to go down, it looks like. He's going to push that back. Side's doing a counter-attack on the right, so if you can't ever do anything to defend... Well, I mean, he is defending, but if you ever can't do anything to defend while you're being attacked, always do a counter-attack. Well, generally you want to do a counter-attack, maybe not always. Sometimes you want to wait for the best moment to pop your units and successfully defend, but... Side's got a decent attack now on the right side. There's not enough quads, I don't think, to defend against all these helixes. Sorry, Fargo's going for mass helixes. Weird that he made 2 airfields. Maybe it was just to make the helixes faster, but if he just started producing them earlier, he could have done it at the same rate. It's like an extra 1,000 he's had to do. Had to spend to build another airfield. A nice carpet in artillery, taking the supply down as well as the arms dealer. The size is now back to 2 supplies, and he's also long distance collecting really, and when that pile dries up, the other piles are even further away. 14k left for size, but Fargo's only got 4,200 left there, but he should have loads left here really. He has 17k, or just over 17k. Fargo is going to try and get inside of this bunker, and size is going to be quick to stop that actually. Bunker going to go down several quads. All of these tank hunters, I think, were planned to go in there, and that would have done nice damage to everything around it, really, especially with the repair from the dozer. There's more flamers coming in now. This terrain here is all kind of messed up now, because even these remains of the buildings, they mess up the pathing of the units. Decent engagement here, and Sai's got the bounty as well, so all of these units that he kills, he's getting more money from them. Looks like he maybe has 10 or 20%, I think. Helix is going to come in now and force the tunnel back. Plenty of action in this game. Tunnel going down now. There's a big pop here from Size, but he realizes it's potentially a bad engagement and goes all the way back inside of his tunnel. Surprised about that. Probably I would have took the engagement because there are 2 low helixes already. Even if you'd have lost all them quads, pretty sure you would have killed at least like 3 helixes minimum. Maybe he didn't see the HP. I mean, it's alright us seeing the HP now, but in the spirit of the moment, he might not have seen the HP. He does have enough quads back at home, that said. To even if he did lose them quads, but I suppose he doesn't want to give away the XP. So Size is now just always on 3-star, but Fargo's on 4-star now, approaching 5. I mean, he's got to get 5,000 points to get to 5-star. Tunnel on the top right hand side. Sneaky worker building a sneaky tunnel. That's no doubt going to cause Fargo some problems unless he spots it. I don't think he can spot it actually. Yeah, he can't spot that. It's way out of vision. It's nice by Size. Look at that. Just literally out of vision by a little bit. Just enough to be sneaky. Carpet coming in now, and he's going to kill quite a lot of quads there. 3 quads go down, as well as the building. Tunnel goes down as well, and the other tunnel. That was a really, really nice carpet. Scorpion's coming from the back, and the Flamer is going to go down, but does take the tunnel with it with the splash damage from the rocket. We've got the Scorpion here now taking trucks out, but there's loads of helixes now. Serious amount of helixes. Is Size going to pop there? He is. And 1 helix does go down. He does get the bounty from that. I think that was 20%. Yeah, it was 20% because you got $300 from a $1,500 helix. You don't get the money for the units inside, as far as I'm aware. Some mines coming in now. That might be some decent mines, actually. I think these quads are going to get caught out. Really, really nice mines. Them quads are completely trapped now, and Fargo's making most of it. Flying straight into Size's base, going to lose one more helix. There are some quads out, but I don't think it's enough to take out all of these. Going to be a trade-off on both sides here, and I don't know if Size should have gone back there. How many quads did he save for that? Because quads do a lot less damage when they're moving. Maybe it would have been better just to leave them, because pretty much all these quads died anyway. Maybe like except 2 of them or something. These quads can't move now. The workers having to clear the mines. So Fargo's well and truly inside of the base. Size's base is going to just be reduced to ashes. Everything completely going down. These quads are still stuck here. Another thing that you'd probably see some of the lower level players is probably you'd probably see them get impatient and try to move the quads because they're losing their main base. But Size here is staying 100% calm. Just cleared the mines slowly and then eventually move the quads. Does need to clear some more mines first. Fargo, meanwhile, is still clearing at the base of Size. The second supply is now going to be completely clear. That's going to be annoying for Size. There's still 3k left there. But to be honest, I'm sure that's the least of his worries. The least of his worries is trying to still win the game somehow. 2k cash hack from Fargo. Fargo playing this like a bit of a beast, to be honest. Real nice. Cash hack, as I always say, it's not just 2k in your bank. It's also 2k off the enemy. So it's a difference of 4k. So it makes a massive difference. Cash hack is a really decent general promotion. You don't always see it. 1 helix caught out of place there. 2 helixes caught out of place. Vets up some of the helixes. That flamer needs to do a flame wall. It's always annoying with that bunker. You call that a glitch or a bug that probably wasn't intended to be in the game. It's because of the terrain. If it had done a flame wall there, I'm pretty sure he would have killed that. There is... oh, he's level 5 now. So EMP. Carpet. It's got to be EMP, surely. EMP. He's going to catch out 2 scorpions. I'm not sure how many quads are inside the tunnel. I think there's a lot. Because there was a lot over here before, and I'm pretty sure they've gone inside the tunnel now. The carpet came through, but I don't know how much that killed. Probably killed a few workers. Supply annoyingly has survived on just a couple of HP. Size often likes to do this. Creepy tunnels inside of the base. Just build one tunnel and then keep creeping forward, because generally the China player is not going to see it. He's going to be busy elsewhere on the map. It's always good. And even if he does see it, it kind of distracts him for a while, and then Size going to attack elsewhere on the map. Size coming in now with loads and loads of quads. Airfield is going to take a beating. This does go down. More bounty money for Size. More veterancy for Size as well. Size still flying around with 2 helixes. I'm not sure how he's going to win now against that many quads with only 2 helixes. Actually, 0 helixes now, actually. And Fargo quits. Wow, I was expecting a much longer game, you know. I was expecting it to go like another 5-10 minutes. But, yeah, massive effort from Fargo. Did really well. Yeah, and just I expected the game to go a lot longer. I think if the game had gone a lot longer, that could be a contender for one of like the Hall of Fame or gold replays, as they say. Fargo playing that absolutely amazingly, but it just shows on a massive map that even if you have a great start, like I said in the beginning, if you're against the GLA, you need to have a great start, you need to have a great middle, you need to have a great end. Not a happy ending. Well, a happy ending, but you need to have like decent engagements all the way through. You can't just have a good start. So even despite that amazing start in a mirror, yeah, you would have said Fargo would have won that 100% if it had done like same kind of damage, taking out the main base or whatever. Sorry, the second supply didn't take out the main base, did he? But it just shows you that GLA is so strong, especially on big maps, and a really decent effort from Size as well. Not just saying he won by army luck there, but really decent play by Size as usual. Units destroyed. See Fargo destroyed much more. I'm sure if we rewound that just to like 5 minutes in, I'm sure Fargo would have destroyed way more, because Size struggled to do any damage to Fargo in the beginning, like at all, until like towards the mid game, when Size started to creep down the right hand side and get a sheer number of quads out. But yeah, really good try from Fargo. Sadly, this time does not take down the big Size, but that's why it's called the big Size, because it's pretty unstoppable. So yeah, GG's well played to both players. Well played to Size on your victory, and GG, and I'll see you in the next one.